So breaking news coming out of Manchester in the United Kingdom, we have a major terrorist attack. So it says, in Manchester, a car drove into people outside of a synagogue at 9:30 a.m. It seems like an attack of fundamentalist radicals attacking Jewish people. Of course, there's a massive animosity between Jewish people and Arabic people in the Middle East. And it's terrible, guys. You know, Palestine and Israel, it's absolutely terrible. That war has now spread into the West, and it's crazy. Paramedics are treating 4 people with stab wounds and injuries caused by a vehicle. A male suspect has been shot. He was also wearing a bomb vest. I'll talk about that in a second. He was wearing what looked like bombs strapped to his chest. The Greater Manchester Police have confirmed. Greater Manchester Mayor and Burnham says immediate danger appears to be over. So it didn't last very long. A man just drove his car into a synagogue. Of course, we know that the choice weapon of terrorists is cars. That's why when you hear people saying, ban all the guns, ban all the guns, it's kind of stupid because you have a £2,000 up to £10,000 if you're driving a truck projectile that can be hurtling at 100 miles an hour, much more deadly than any weapon. So crazy stuff, guys. There's actually a video trending, going viral on the internet. I can't show it to you guys, unfortunately. If you just go on X and search up Manchester shooting, it will appear there. But I sure can describe it to you guys. First, I have a picture for you all. This is the guy standing outside the synagogue. Obviously, somebody on the inside looking out. He could be someone that's Jewish going to prayer, or it could be a terrorist as well. But it looks like here, this guy has bombs strapped to his chest. Terrifying stuff. I said, recently, I've been saying for the last 10 years to my friends and family that Ireland is definitely imminent for a terrorist attack. We saw Philip Dwyer as well talking to 3 different police in Dublin the last day when there was a Christian event on, armed with guns. These 3 undercover police, Gardaí, were kind of watching out for certain terrorist attacks. Crazy stuff. We are due an imminent terror attack on this country for sure. But of course, England got it first. And a lot of people say, why are they attacking England? And it's basically because they've been fighting this war on terror for 20 years in the Middle East with the USA, Tony Blair and Obama, whoever came together, George Bush came together, and they actually started that war. But then Obama and all these people kind of kept it going for 20 years. A lot of tragedy, a lot of loss of life in the Middle East because of the Americans' war on terror, which we don't know, did they solve much there? Their invasion of Iraq was totally stupid, should not have happened. Everybody knows that. Afghanistan, horrendous place. And now it seems like these people that are pissed off coming from these third world, poverty-stricken countries that have had their country bombed, that have had their people, their locals shot up, they're now spilling over to the West. This is what happens, guys. You can't isolate incidents of terror in the Middle East. It spills over to the West eventually, 100%. And it's coming to Ireland soon. So the next video I can't show you, but I can kind of listen. I'll let you guys listen to it. The guy basically narrates what's happening here. There's a guy lying dead on the floor, blood around his neck region. I think he probably got hit or stabbed or shot by the terrorists. And there's a guy standing there trying to blow himself up with a detonator. And the 2 Manchester police have weapons on him. Crazy stuff.
He's trying to press the button. Like fucking shooting! Fucking hell.
Oh, damn. That's crazy. I didn't actually see that. That's great. So they shot him on the ground too because he's trying to blow himself up with this detonator. And the police, obviously, they have to kill him dead because that's the only thing you can do, guys. That's the only thing. Like, you have to kill these threats, guys. You can't. And this is, like I said, the extreme society that we live in now in the UK, in Ireland. The police in the UK they're kind of a little bit reluctant to shoot people. Like in the US, I watch all those American videos. Like, they're just shooting people left and right. They're just trigger happy. They're trigger happy. They love shooting people. But in the UK and Ireland, our police, they don't really like doing that, guys. They're very reluctant to do that. If they shoot somebody, you know for sure that they're in the wrong. Like, if the Gardaí were to shoot you, you are for sure in the wrong. Like, I've never heard a case where they shoot somebody accidentally. Like, it just doesn't happen, But especially here, they have to be trigger happy because a guy like this could blow himself up and take out countless more people. So a little follow-up from this morning. This is from the brainwashing media Irish Examiner. 2 people have died and a man has been shot by armed police after a car was driven into pedestrians and a person was stabbed in a suspected terror attack. I mean, it's not suspected. I don't know why they use this word, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's an actual terrorist attack outside a synagogue in Manchester on the holiest day of the Jewish calendar. And it's super sad as well. This is what I've been seeing, and I've been telling this to my left-wing friends. They don't believe me, though. There is an attack on Jewish people, Judaism. Like, there's this attack now that has gotten to an extreme point. You know, obviously there's atrocities going on in the Middle East. Absolutely. War is just hell. But to now be blaming just the average Jewish person or something for the terror attacks that are taking place by the government or whatever is horrendous, guys. These are innocent people that got killed. Innocent people. They never did anything. You know, it's a difference now, the IDF fighting Hamas. Like, that's a little bit different now. There's a little bit different. Let's not go too far. But when innocent people are getting killed, I mean, it's horrendous, guys. It is absolutely horrendous. This should never happen. And yeah, I feel sorry for a lot of these Jewish people now. They're getting this anti-Semitic attacks on them, you know. And like I said, go back and check out my videos so you guys can see who I support and all these atrocities, absolutely. But it's terrible to see that the Jewish people getting hurt. It's terrible. I don't want to see anyone get hurt, guys. Absolutely terrible. Like, just unbelievable. Disgusting, you know. The force confirmed a bomb disposal unit was sent to the scene after footage shared on social media appeared to show members in the public shouting firearms officers that the suspect had a bomb strapped to him. Police said the suspect is to be dead after several shots were fired. I mean, I can confirm. I just watched the video. That dude is dead. Okay, the police shot and killed him pretty good right there, guys. He's dead. I can confirm that, right? They said they were called to an incident in Middleton Road, Crumsall, on Thursday, where a man who is believed to be an offender was shot by firearms officers. Police said that it had declared Plato, the national code word used police emergency when a marauding terror attack. So police over the radio, when there's a terror attack in the UK, they said Plato, which he's like a philosopher, isn't he? I read loads of his books. He's like a famous Aristotle and Plato. I'm not sure why that word is used, but yeah, that's the code word, the national code word for a marauding terror attack. I mean, that's the crazy situation we live in the West. The UK is practically Ireland, guys. I mean, it's right next door. Like, it's absurd. Footage shared on social media appears to show members of the public shouting to firearms officers, and the suspect had a bomb strapped to him. A white lorry marked bomb disposal later arrived at the scene and went behind the cordon outside the synagogue. Mr. Burnham said the victims appeared by security guard had also been attacked by police. So there's a security guard outside the synagogue. He also got attacked by a knife. Unbelievable. So the suspect is dead. Like I said, he's dead, guys. They shot him, like, pretty good. And good job by the police for killing that guy. That guy is a piece of shit and should not be here on Earth. Hopefully he's burning in hell, all right? The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is set to fly home earlier to a meeting of European leaders in Denmark in order to chair a COBRA meeting following the incident. What's a COBRA meeting? Mr. Starmer said he was appalled at the attack, adding the fact that this had taken place on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, making it all the more horrific. And it's crazy. Like I said, this is an attack. This is an anti-Semitic attack. Let's just call it how it is. A lot of people don't want to say that, but it is, guys. You know, it is. And Keir Starmer's an idiot. He's letting all these people in. They have open borders. They have a tyrannical government. Of course it's a terror attack. You know, if the Jewish people want to blame anybody, blame Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Plain and simple. The force said it declared a major incident at 9:37. And shots were fired by firearm officers at 9:38. One man been shot, believed to be the offender. So there was only one man and 4 members of the public with injuries, with both vehicle and stab wounds. Crazy. That is crazy. The armed officers tell everyone to get back and move on. Yeah, what's that sort of thing in England? Keep calm and carry on. Well, let me tell you all the British people, I cannot carry on because there's a terrorist attack here. A man lying dead in his own pool of blood and another man shot in the head, rightfully so. But there's, of course, massive amounts of terror going on in the city. I can't keep calm and carry on. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Hope you enjoyed that video. Unbelievable, you know, and this is like I always say, guys, you know, this is imminent to Ireland. We have our own police officers, our own Gardaí that are on red alert. Hopefully they're watching videos like this and they're keeping on red alert to what's going on. You know, that hopefully they're not unknown about terror attacks that are taking place in Europe, because Europe now seems like a hellhole. You know, these attacks don't take place in Abu Dhabi. These attacks don't take place in Dubai. They don't take place in most of the civilized countries of the Western world. You know, why is it taking place in Europe now? You know, we're just pouring people in, guys. who are pouring people in from God knows where. They're trained by ISIS. They're trained by Al-Qaeda. Apparently there's 100 people that are being watched on constant day-to-day basis by the Gardaí that are flipping trained and ready to kill people in Ireland. You know, I think there was one terrorist attack that happened in England, the London Bridge guy. He was living in Ranelagh, posh Ranelagh in Dublin. Could you imagine? Oh my. You know, we have these crackpots coming in. Unbelievable. I love you guys all. If you want to help support me, push back against the mainstream media, because we know that the mainstream media will never tell you these news stories. They'll never tell you how it really is, how they're letting too many people pour into the country unchecked. They can't check everyone. They said it himself. Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan said it themselves. We can't check everybody. Oh, well, that's great. Just pour people in. We don't know who they are. I love you guys all. For just €3 per month can help support me, push back against the mainstream media. I love you guys all. We have 30 members now, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.